What's up, everybody? Welcome back. The accountant here with another draft. I got pick number 7. My name's Kyle. Thanks for joining. While we're here, go ahead and hit that like button and follow me. I'm going to be doing drafts all preseason, getting ready for the NFL season. You can be my very first subscriber. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel. This is my first year streaming these best ball tournaments on Underdog. This is my third year doing best ball. The first year I did it very casually, and I came in like definitely top 10 in a tournament and made some decent money. Last year, I maxed out on a tournament and finished second place. So I did well last year as well. So 2 years in a row, got some positive ROI. Going for 3 years in a row, getting more serious, like I said, doing streams and maxing out on more tournaments. This tournament is a $75 tournament called the Bulldog on Underdog. 3 out of these 12 teams will advance to week 15, where I believe 2 out of 6 advance to week 16, and then I think it's 1 out of 4, and then a 31 team final. So this is more about advancing, maybe taking guys with higher floors, because your team doesn't have to be as boom. You can protect your money as well, because if you advance out of your pod, you get your money back. So I will take Amon-Ra St. Brown here. He's just proven 3 years in a row that he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL on a great offense. So in this format where if I advance out of my pod, I at least get my money back, I think he's the perfect first-round pick. James Cook, we see, continues to climb up draft boards. He has, I think, really established himself into the first round, which honestly, he's on a great offense. He's proven it as well. I think he should be going in the first round. Could look to take A.J. Brown here with Amon-Ra St. Brown and get the Brown duo, which I very well might do. I'm pretty high on A.J. Brown this year. I've been drafting him in all types of formats, in all types of tournaments. He's in a new offense this year with one of the best young quarterbacks in the league in Drake May. So yeah, I'm going to take him. He's another guy who has just consistently shown he's one of the best wide receivers in the league. So I most likely will have the best 2 wide receivers on my team with these 2 guys out of any other team in this league. We'll see if one of these 2 guys takes a wide receiver, or if I'm the only one to go double wide out with my first 2 picks. So we got a Puka, Drake London, Chase, Nico Collins trying to combat me with the best 2 wide receivers on their team. But I like my 2 guys. Like, I do like Drake London, but the quarterback situation there is just not great in my opinion. He's a guy who does get peppered with targets, but I just think the touchdown upside is not quite where it needs to be like A.J. Brown's is. If he scores 12 touchdowns this year, I wouldn't be surprised at all. If Drake London scores 12 touchdowns this year, I would be a little bit surprised. Good luck to take a running back here. This tournament, you can only do 2 teams. And my last team, I took Breece Hall. I don't have the option to take Breece Hall this time. I'm going to go ahead and take Kyren Williams. As you can see, 3 years in a row, he has scored over 10 touchdowns. And I don't see that changing this year. He's been pretty dang consistent. He's only 25 years old. He's on a great offense. Blake Corum is there and could take some more rushing from Kyren Williams. But Kyren Williams is more, he gets more receiving looks than Blake Corum. And I just don't see them phasing out Kyren Williams in that offense. So regardless, I think they both can eat in that offense. And in best ball, we don't have to guess when to start him. So he's going to, in my opinion, have those boom weeks, have those multi-touchdown games. And that's exactly what we need for these types of tournaments. I most likely will take another wideout here to continue my effort to have the best wide receiver room out of anyone in the field in this tournament. Could go Luther Burden or Jalen Waddle. I'll go Jalen Waddle this time. I have a lot of Luther Burden, so I don't mind mixing it up and taking Waddle. And in these tournaments, the way this one is set up, getting out of your pod is just a little bit more important because one, it's higher stakes, $75 to enter. And two, you get your money back if you get out of the pod. And three, it's easier to advance in weeks 15 and 16 because in like BBM, I think it's like 1 out of 12 advance, where in this one, 2 out of 6 advance from week 15 to week 16. We got a running back hungry team here taking 4 running backs with his first 4 picks. Something to note. So the guy in front of me and behind me, neither one has yet to take a wide receiver. He takes his first wide receiver in Devontae Adams. I'm on the clock. I'm looking to take one of these running backs. I think I'm going to lean Bucky Irving here. We've just seen it before. He's in a good offense. And his rookie year, he was very explosive. We're getting a discount on him this year. Last year, he was going at the 2-3 turn. I'm about 50-50. Like 50% of the time I take Tootin there, 50% of the time I take Bucky Irving there. I think they're in like kind of similar situations. The difference, in my opinion, is with Bucky, we've seen it before. And with Tootin, we're kind of just going off of his like athletic scores from the combine. But in my opinion, like he does lack vision a little bit, and they have a running back there who doesn't lack vision in Rodriguez. So I just think it's kind of a risky pick. And when Bucky's there, I just, in this type of tournament, I would lean towards Bucky. But Bucky's a risky pick as well with his injuries. They bring in another receiving running back there. So I think they both carry their own risk, but that's why you're getting a little bit of a discount on them going in the 5th round. I could look to pair Drake May up with A.J. Brown here. So he gets sniped from me, which is no big deal. I'm going to take Parker Washington here. He's on a good offense, and he really came on strong at the end of last year. I think that the Jags could, like week by week, one receiver could go off each different week. So in redraft, I'm not like a huge fan of Parker Washington, but when he's in my 4th wide receiver on a best ball team, I think he's a good fit for that. But like I said, I think 1 week BTJ could go off. The next week it might be Parker Washington and Jacoby Myers. I just think they spread the ball around there. There's been some talk about Travis Hunter on how he's going to be used on a week-by-week basis depending on the matchup, but will primarily be playing defense. So you just really don't know yet what's going to happen there. But last year, as we saw, BTJ kind of took a step back. He was dealing with injuries, and Parker Washington stepped up. So I like the pick. You're not paying a premium on him. Like I said, he's my fourth wide receiver. Quarterbacks tend to go much quicker in these types of tournaments. So it's something I will watch because I don't have a quarterback yet. The guy behind me went Josh Allen, Drake May. So I could go Justin Herbert here. And stacks aren't as important in this type of tournament because in the final, there's only 31 teams. I am going to go ahead and take Justin Herbert here and make sure I get a quarterback that I like. I could also get some stacks later if I want. So we'll see how that plays out. Patrick Mahomes goes off the board. Something I could do, which I don't hate, is pairing Blake Corum up with Kyren Williams. And that way, anytime an LA Ram running back has a good game, I am involved one way or another. Don't mind that strategy at all. Because I could definitely see each of them having like 10 touchdowns next year. And then I just have two running backs with 10 touchdowns apiece. So it's something that I will definitely consider if he's still on the board. And I like him more than Kyle. I could also go Purdy. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's not something I do a lot, especially with this expensive of running backs, but I am high on both of them. And if one does emerge, like say if one gets injured, the other one is just going to be one of the best running backs in the league on that offense. So, but often this strategy, even in tournaments like the BBM where you lock down a backfield, can be a really good strategy. Last year, if you had the New England Patriots running backs in Stevenson and Trevion Henderson, they both went off in different weeks in weeks 15, 16, 17. So if you had them both on your team, they both helped you get you to the finals and win the championship. So it definitely can work. I wouldn't really want to do it though with an offense that isn't going to be good. Because the reason it worked last year is because the New England Patriots was one of the best offenses in the league. I could also look to pair it up with Matthew Stafford. So that way, pretty much every time the Rams score a touchdown, I'm getting points. So if the Rams is one of the best offenses in the league, my team has a good chance of advancing. And then I pair up that. So like I have a high investment in the LA Rams offense, but like I'm also pairing it with 4 wide receivers that I really believe in and that are good. So yeah, I really like this team so far. I could stop at 2 quarterbacks if I want. Could take some more running backs. Yeah, I think I will look to take another running back with my next pick. Could look to stack Keaton Mitchell with Justin Herbert at some point. So JCM actually had a decent season last year, scoring 8 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson's on the board. Matthew Golden's on the board. I think I'm going to lean running back here and go with JCM, though. Simply because of the fact of 2 of my running backs are on the same team. One is pretty risky in Bucky Irving. So just getting some more volume and getting a guy who should be involved at least early in the season in his offense, I like it. This guy went very running back heavy. I would be a little concerned, though, if my number 1 wide receiver was like 33 years old. Although I do think Devontae Adams is a good pick. He's just someone that could wear as the season goes along. Could look to take my first tight end here in Travis Kelce. Could look to take another running back. Chris Rodriguez goes off the board, which is who I was looking at. All right, I'm going to take Travis Kelce. I think he's a perfect pick for this type of tournament. He's got a decent floor as long as he stays healthy, and I'm getting him 8 picks after his ADP. So I am more inclined to take a third wide receiver, a third quarterback on a team in a tournament that's structured like this, because advancing is so much more important than it is in like the BBM because of the reasons I already stated. Cam Ward goes off the board, though, which is the quarterback I was looking at. I still could take someone like CJ Stroud. But if these tight ends are still here, I would take one of these tight ends to pair with Kelce. Could also think about pairing Travis Hunter with Parker Washington. Okay, so I'm going to take Likely here and pair him up with Travis Kelce. He's one of my favorite breakout tight ends. I think he's going to have a huge opportunity with the Giants. They don't really have many wide receivers there. Malik Neighbors is out for like 4 weeks, and someone's got to catch the ball there. They paid him a lot of money. He's been behind Mark Andrews, and he's been in a Baltimore offense that hasn't really thrown the ball much. So I just see a huge opportunity for Isaiah Likely, and I also think he could have some boom weeks, which is great for best ball. And I don't need another quarterback. If one falls, I would take one, but I doubt one will fall in a structure like this. I have a pretty balanced build so far, though. I haven't taken a wide receiver in quite some time, which is no big deal because my wide receivers are pretty good. Okay, this guy's running back room is scary, to say the least. He should have taken who I'm about to take, which is Spears. Spears has shown over the past 3 years that he is going to be involved in the receiving game. I don't think anything will change with that unless it's for the better. I could see Tennessee taking a step forward this year, and there could be more touchdown opportunities for Spears. He could just take more work from Tony Pollard. I also have Pollard on my other team that I did in the same structured tournament, which is called the Bulldog, I think. So I like having Tony Pollard on one team and Spears on this team to hedge my bets. And I just think he's a great pick, to be honest. Especially in, like, he's the last running back where you're pretty sure he's going to be, getting points at least throughout the season with his receiving work. Like, the running backs going around him are Zach Charbonnet, handcuffs. Like, Tyler Algier could have touchdown work and goal line work, but, like, Arizona's offense isn't that good. Tank Bigsby, Brian Robinson, they're just pure handcuffs. So, like, he's one of the last running backs in a tier, in a very important tier. All right, I will take Trey Harris here and stack him with Justin Herbert. So yeah, I love seeing a team like this one in my pod whose 3 running backs are Hubbard, Chris Rodriguez, and Isaiah Pacheco. If Aaron Rodgers falls, I would think about adding him to the team simply because of the structure of this tournament. Like I mentioned, it's a tournament I am more likely to take 3 quarterbacks on my team, regardless of how good they are. And Aaron Rodgers adds some receivers to his wide receiver room. He could definitely have some serviceable weeks. And in my bye weeks, it just gives me another out to add some points. You would think with this room as well, like almost every single week, I would think that either Kyren or Blake is going to hit my lineup. So then all I need is one of these other guys to step up. on a week-by-week basis, which I totally think that they could do. So, like, I don't really think I need another running back. Maybe one more. I really like my top 3 wide receivers. So, yeah, I like this team quite a bit, actually. I'm going to take Malik Washington. He could be the Miami's number 1 wide receiver. So I just see him getting some usable weeks in a wide receiver room that's already pretty top heavy. Brandon Ayuk's off the board. I would not be taking him, to be honest. He looks like he needs to check himself into a rehab center, in my honest opinion. But what do I know? I think I could get away with these tight ends. I got sniped on Terrence Ferguson. Could take Colby Parkinson. Like, I'm pretty heavily invested in the LA Rams. I'm going to take Johnson here. He's one of my favorite rookie running backs. I took him on my last team, so I'm making a pretty decent bet on Emmett Johnson this year. I don't know if Kenneth Walker can stay healthy for a full season. And if he doesn't, Johnson is my favorite to pick up the pieces. We have one more pick left. I'll be taking a wide receiver with that pick, and I will be risking with my tight end room of 2, which I don't love, but Travis Kelce has a decent floor, and Isaiah Likely, I do like him as a pick this year. So, like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I could take another tight end and risk it with 6 wide receivers, but I also don't love that. Just because of injuries and bye week situations, like in week 6 and 7, I'm only going to have 4 wide receivers for 3 spots. So, yeah, I most likely will be looking at one of these 3 wide receivers. I'm going to take Surratt here. Baltimore could throw more this year. Ted Hurst goes right after. So, yeah, my team, let's do a recap. I have Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Kyren Williams, Bucky Irving, Blake Corum, JCM, Spears, Emmett Johnson, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Waddle, Parker Washington, Trey Harris, Malik Washington, Elijah Surratt, Travis Kelce, and Isaiah Likely. So, yeah, overall, I like the team. I definitely think I could have went another tight end. But that's all for this draft. I appreciate y'all joining. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. I'm going to be doing drafts like this all preseason and recapping throughout the season as well. So follow along. Thanks.